Love her or hate her, Kim Kardashian always finds her way into the headlines. Her latest attention-grabbing move involves sharing thoughts about the difficulties of being a single mother of 4 children. While chatting with best friend Zoe Winkler on the new podcast What in the Winkler on November 12, 2024, the Keeping Up with the Kardashians personality talked about the challenges and isolation of parenting alone. A billionaire with ample help at her fingertips, Kardashian acknowledged when making her comments that she does indeed have a great support system and plenty of resources. But she nevertheless feels the pains of raising her children alone, since she and husband Kanye West finalized their divorce in 2022. The topic of single parenting is almost always a lightning rod for debate, and Kardashian's contributions to the topic are just the latest example of that reality. Let's unpack. For those who need a refresher, Kardashian is the mother of North 11, Saint 8, Chicago 6, and Psalm 5, the children from her marriage with rapper and record producer West, who seems to have been in Japan for nearly 2 months, according to reports. Navigating her new normal led Kardashian to tell Winkler that sometimes it can feel like you're in this alone. Even though we have great support systems and people around us, sometimes in the middle of the night when they're all in your bed, kicking you, crying, and waking up, it's not something I talk about a lot. The scheme's founder added, people will be quick to say, oh, but you have nannies and help. But even with all the help, I'm basically raising 4 kids by myself. As the conversation continued, Kardashian also talked about something many parents can likely relate to: shuttling children to school and the fact that she drives all 4 of her children each day. It's an experience that Kardashian said makes her feel like I'm at like a pit stop of a race car driver. As a single mother myself, I had many thoughts and feelings about Kardashian's commentary. I've been a single mother since my son was born. It's a journey that's been incredibly rewarding and brings me more joy than I could have ever imagined. I wouldn't trade it for anything. But depending on the day or the moment, it can also be maddening, daunting, and downright exhausting. As Kardashian has said herself in past interviews, it's an experience that's even brought me to tears on occasion. There are also plenty of days and times when I've wished for another adult around the house to help me out. Given this life experience, I always listen with great interest when other parents talk about raising children on their own. But Kardashian's comments took me some time to process emotionally, and it was a bit of a roller coaster ride because my immediate reaction was one she very much predicted: judgment. And I'm sure on this front I'm not alone. My gut reaction was, how can a billionaire whose social calendar includes regularly attending glamorous events like the Met Gala or Oscars after-parties really relate to the struggles and work of single parents? I personally do not know many single parents beyond the confines of Hollywood, whose lives include jetting from one glitzy event to another or wearing the finest clothes and jewels money can buy. Nor do any of the single parents in my personal circle employ the nannies and cooks that Kardashian has on staff to help her when the going gets tough. Kardashian's version of single motherhood also does not include the struggle or stresses that come with trying to make ends meet or securing affordable housing in an increasingly expensive world. Ditto for the worries that can keep you up at night when it comes to paying for health insurance and childcare. But after rereading her comments and ruminating on them for most of the day, my perspective shifted, and my initial judgment gave way to feelings that surprised me. While I still do not necessarily feel like Kardashian is my single mom soul sister, I do feel like there are some single-parent emotions she expressed that are universal, wealthy or not, celebrity or not. In particular, there's a deeply emotional component to being a single parent and raising a child on your own. And Kardashian's vulnerability shows that no amount of money, nannies, or cooks can erase those pangs of isolation or feelings of loneliness that can pop up when you don't have another adult by your side to help navigate the sometimes crazy or exhausting moments of parenting. After a few hours of examining my reaction, I also came to realize that while I will never be able to necessarily relate to Kardashian's version of single mother life, it's also not my job to try and minimize her feelings or declare them less than valid. Do the nannies and cooks help her deal with many of the exhausting tasks single parents typically manage on their own? I'm sure they do. But can that staff fill the emotional void? Or step in as a second source of parenting wisdom? Not likely. Kardashian made this point abundantly clear in a previous podcast interview, On Purpose with Jay Shetty, during which she also dished on being a single parent. There are nights I cry myself to sleep, she said. With all the moods and the personalities, and sometimes they're fighting, and there's no one there. Like, it's me to play good cop and bad cop. She also said parenting is so hard, later adding, there's just nothing that can prepare you for this experience. Yes, indeed. Along with the many, many joys and rewards and fierce love that comes with being a parent, the job is also incredibly hard. That's a point single parents far and wide are likely going to relate to, no matter who the parent expressing the sentiment happens to be.